talingin oh you narawra wadal balula lembalti kare
malung tuta chedis malung tutal mira arugul adel los iltunin orengs agora do mule do siasus mora rubgul sil marugul mutling president marugul mutling tial el riora am trigida brur belaw togu betsil sus amor trigero rugul adelo los il kuktunin orengs tial momong dar tamatang el episode tial Berius Ice tial sior gid al tutaw agarnya gora urol lal ketmok la gora tial center gid mamok tega mal dimet tial goro aisa agel wablol gora result agel gora mlo 8 gid urol lo ketmok ni lo mengela goro state agoro state agora wal logot mokra agora es el management plan gida to fisheries el time mesela lo mutmok ni to agora lo nit lo hace lo litadra agora vicente lo así cabe musugma mel agora mesa gajid ma gajid agora wal gansun tire mesa gid entilo bda omsu bul mutmok la gajid e mula momrek selo omsu melat tiak shor gida ukmo aisa agel result trabe bila agel omsu tia amlek klolurur togol gagrus el bedengela an brada wada se angigel ma aled ama melgat moklo lo gipta le trong la gor state ma gor lucente makmal dimo ay aku timo ay sa ku sesere gel melgat mokling adangal mero gu bodo la samlem sadeng modia kata ma dire la mal mo confusing kora ma moktoga bagi gora me decide rasi el al show gukto rule gel lomsu bil melgat mokl gire la torangi gel e agora e annex el liotera Berius ay se duk mom sa de gel guk melgat mokl gire la agora toga wale de marwa alwa gim bon malungi la ngudel me la tutagu ko ay sa gal gora es na moklo ya mobok sio gat tigalo bungedre lang trigal teru el trigal teru lo bungedre al tutawa ngarnia CHRISTINA ngatara mutmok sidil tora angi om subel angi ra ngola da ma Dr. PIERA BIONDI trigal teru ngadidul hakasera center engarnia al mutel tara bigedel ngelgedlo urolo mentri en dimo chene gidruriula makadokla dinga ay segi de oili ma almen guk mo ay segi da gel bebira urol logot mokul gel tagi del rengal tel urore malway se CHRISTINA and PIERA good morning and thank you for coming this morning. We would like to tell our listeners some of the work we've done and how are they connected to the overall management of our marine resources, And so, thank you both for being here. I know you guys did a lot of work, so thank you for your time and effort. So I guess I will ask you to just kind of keep some updates on our information. What did you guys do and about this the work you just did with the Goro State Goro State government?
Okay, so we did a few different kinds of surveys and monitoring. So one of them was looking at spawning aggregations, because in the new management plan, they are proposing to protect 9 spawning aggregations of reef fish. So we were looking at Melangmud, the long-nosed emperor. And spawning aggregation, in case anybody doesn't know, is when large groups of fish of the same species gather at a specific location at specific times of the year or the lunar cycle, and they can be targeted by fishers. So that makes them vulnerable to overfishing. So that's why we need to study them to know how to protect them.
I see. Oy. Tara trang tingin la urul yang kagi dak Christina ay sa si. Tulumes sa gel ngigil mo umel. Tamalgol matamil su besel da say spawning aggregation. Set to orang para dulu ko niya Christina wa say. Kita other bela kada mo ngilil to kon dinguk tim la kada ngilil set ya ta to lo sa ni. Anyway, sellable magi da bangigil. Madingil kita other bela ro wa di madingil bangigil sellable belang mo magi da pra abasyo ra idereng bekkel buil malubeng multabel tamra al selabuil etemo magi be el asel lururnya Christina say ta dire ko lulme sakkeltiu beteng langi gel mokkel di belum el edit mal ko ramle umsin del target ra malangmut keltil ngi gelending. Christina, you're saying you were trying to look at 9 different species of a fish that will spawn.
No.
Sorry.
No, so in the management plan, there are 9 sites that are going to be protected for different species. Yeah.
Okay.
But we looked at 1 site and 1 species because it was too much to look at all of them.
I see. Okay. Among subes, diagal keltil ngi lalulmes. By keltil site, ara ko stete dila say. Agagida gi modngi lir alme ngom elangi gringi. Mata tilut kakkel tul basyo. Hindi bigo saklo nga lauror, ay wa Christina baldim lo omes ra imol basyo, e baldim mes ra imol ngidula. And that one species that you were looking at is a malangmud. I see. Mang haledi kluter tibel do era olele akwam no da kungil subdi. Ako state taul milita ko rif, ngora wal klo kansun na blu na say. Ay galngig la ko ra di maral mum gegre kasengi. Kami do sikro lel wasi kada makarang e kora manage men sa edel malmol mulo spel mura matadal time maul matara tranquil kaluram na mesa yidel mel nyangi la ko si bol blok ta ko si maldir ngani nyangi gel memel matsum ngani nyangi gel memel lagel lungil do kora manage sa yidel basyo malakal ngi madangi gel. Okay, Christina, that's very interesting. So you look at one site, one of those 9 sites, and again, how many fish were you requested to look for spawning? To look at, study it for, they didn't mention?
No, it wasn't a specific request. We chose to look at that species because not much is known about the spawning activities of that.
I see. Hindi mo nakakot, tabi ilingil, adra ko state, sa kama mo sa yagid, mayagid ringil. Tabay dilor tabasyo, marwa Christina mong tumsub, hindi to ko na sa kami the focus ng yagid, imol ngil malangmut. And so can you talk about a little bit about the place, the one particular spawning site that you decide to focus on, and also if you could tell us a little bit more about the fish, what did you find for the malangmut?
Yeah, so we were looking at Mutiar, which is a reef corner in southwest of Palau. And we used a stereo video system, which uses 2 GoPro cameras mounted on a bar. And we did transects across the corner to look at fish density. And then we did that every month from 2 days before to 2 days after the new moon for 1 year. And then we also collected some gonad samples to check if the fish were actually spawning. And so what we found was that the highest fish density was from February to May, and then also in September and October. Yeah, and then there was a strong link with the new moon. So the density was highest on the new moon and also after the new moon.
When you say after the new moon?
Like the days after the new moon.
Like 2 days after the new moon?
Yeah. Well, our survey was limited to 2 days, just 5 days.
But anyway,
yeah.
So you're saying before new moon and after new moon, that was the highest density.
And we did also a full moon survey, and we found like really low numbers during that time.
Well, I see. Oy, mela si Dr. Trentino umsubulun utmukra wa Christina say kami bo do mesa yalngil el gorah malmo mutaklil wa say malo ingrat meklib lo mel matmilang atmokor tial yor ra ongerul buy ra tiariri the rock el mer ongerul buy el arrak. You said it was February 2024 to February 2020.
2023.
2023, ilmora February 2024. Mongwal sal erung tarrak albek kelbile tomai selmong. Ersel luel eruklub seru era tababuil. Ma eruklub sera uriura tabelbuil. Tomai selmor seguid el mutiau. El mon mo omesa gaid ngigil me magid bo. Ngogiu seguid el lomsubul luruni. Mula bula taklo asay. Amalang muda abtogoringi. Batogoringi ame magid bra sel lomrolel mo tabelbuil. Te diré que el blet chegra sel gukul full moon. Sel lora giru. Dim lo bula taklo asay. You said from February to the most densely.
February to May.
Ong erulbuil mora ong imulbuil. Ong erulbuil ma ong imulbuil. Motok ra gaji del malang muda me magid sel tabulbuil. Eruklub sera wel tababuil. Ma eruklub sera tabulbuil. Edrig btok am lang mudel se edel wadwes segid el basiora mutiaure. من طرق له ما يسمى بك البويل سيجي يرتاب البويل وما سيجي دم لم نبلا تقرأ سيجي التمل إن دي تقرأ من دي سيد راسي قام يقول تدري الله إمورا قوكسل full moon and you're saying when you tried to do the aggregation during the full moon there was nothing. Okay. Yeah, saya bol bukul bol langsung bersubera erul buira sorry. Eruklub sa era ora giru, ma eruklub sa ruri ora giru, yang maldim laka malang mudul mo sa selbasyo. Mung tara tokong ngal koram katakli say, ay gal malang muda sel ralmo tabel buil, nga magidi be il. Sige del basyo lo dras yang mutiaw. May gigida koram ni finding tialom sube mal interesting. Adiregal tara trintim tialom sube lo ruri. Adiregal malas mulwangi gil matmor tial magi tamara gagid ngigil gor omesa say ka sing. Selbelo lgerda adro omen. Are mal memot kadlel dire gor omesa igal el suel ma ada salva sei. Ngora daital atterni ma igal sil selblal namutrogok mong temela igal omel. So when you collect the conad and from the fish malangmud. Was there a correlation? Was it really confirmed that the fish are really spawning during the? Yeah, can you tell us a bit about that?
So in the gonad, you're looking at the females and you're looking for the hydrated eggs. So that's when the eggs become really big and you can see them with your naked eye, and that means they're gonna spawn within a few hours. So we found that around the new moon at night, at Mutiar. Yeah.
Oh wow, very interesting, Christina. Ngasa sel malada sa langi gilme gor omes ngolgo la si sebe emel di masang madina seng galing lah mal umel ral adim kasal sigang yang ngagel dasal ngagel ngisel mal na mo misil gora wal magdelebu mal na gora melang mlokan se dire tara gora tingil amloka mlogora smisi isel togol wasi sel lebot kangi gesegidil wak medel eruklub sen tobabuil ma eruklub sen tababuil el bot que lo besa gel de salen mal y mis el moklong isel mong gora de lang lo hace hoy moral mo ntara gora mos misi isel hoy moral mel sel loran mo tobabuil. Oh wow, so that's wow. I believe you guys did on this report and then PIERA did something kind of in addition to this work you were doing in our actors. PIERA, would you like to tell us a bit about the work you did and how it's kind of related to what Christina was doing after all this work was put together to inform the management of Kororo State on how to?
Yeah, so we did another study. It was a fishery independent the water at 90 sites across Palau, across Kororo only, sorry. And we took videos at 2 depths, deep and shallow. And basically we checked how many fish were there, which species, and how big the fish were. And we found that 76% of the sites in Kororo had a low fish biomass, which is, they can be considered overexploited or overfished. when comparing these results to a previous study calculating the biomass on unfished areas. So that's a bit concerning because a lot of sites were considered overexploited, especially on the east for reef habitat, because we had 6 habitats. So it was complementary to what Christina did at Mutiaro, but it was covering all sites around Koror.
Wider area.
Wider area, yeah. And it wasn't targeting only just one species, but all of the commercial important species.
Why is it?
Yeah.
Can you stop there for a minute so I can translate otherwise I might. Kaya lulol ya PIERA. Ngaji del dongo kortel be del blok prenel mo duni. Nga kola di sigi den kata ba toktang o ba koltoktang ali. Di ba ngalim leme madedra ureram former angale golbu. Anyway, cellulol lurung ngaji de PIERA dire kalpal interesting. Ngora related del mortial lurol lurura Christina. Dinguk tiagal ba tial lurura Christina bukmal del mesra gora imolngiga arelle la imolngiga. Tiaw le mesra al sel tial de bel oro rogit lugora utur selwa sei ngora ka sengengi le gamedo mesa sega de magrang melarwa PIERA ku krilia o musubla sei gamed ngilta ogotil basol meleliwe tial de bela orior edo mesra sei ngara ido israngil mamaknungil rege del basio ela seguida uro lurunya PIERA metemlo o surbera. How long did you do this? Same length of time, February to 23 to February of 24?
No, we started in February 2023 until we were able to complete all the 90 sites, which I believe it was July 2023 when we finished.
Metal lururinga ang agil le PIERA de al necessary rasing maltarra lo ay sigit. Ta valdi ulmura legap to site, matamaldi ulmura February 23. Sera rugo egal site momre se amle ulbora linya amle with the buil. Se agora ulbora ri metelo to mesa gayid. So how was it? Can you I heard you mention did you say 76% of the site are
Yes, they were presenting or showing low biomass, which it means it means there's not enough fish, or if the fish that they're small. So this is that the marine environment in those areas are a bit under pressure or under lot of fishing pressure. And also we focused our attention especially on one red snapper, the humpback snapper, the Luteano gibbus or keramlal. And we found that the average size of the fish that we survey in the water of this species were smaller than the size of maturity, which it's concerning because it means they are being caught before they have the chance to reproduce. So this can be threatening for their species in the future.
Oh, I see. May la sera surver wa PIERA gagi lo til site el mombrek el gor o mesa aigel gekara survey. Emlo ora molto la sei ngo guidim elol mel basent gagi lo tiu basio agora wal makasangi gilem gegre sel tokol lo gori la se biomass say. So you're saying biomass is either a big school of the size of big school of fish or in size of individual fish?
It's overall. So it can be there's like a small fish, even there's like a lot of small fish, but or that there's not enough fish, like there's a low number of fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oya, kora bala sumi palmo madini selor goni. Ngosen daitai alol goria daitai lo asay. Al sumo mora basio e angi la agora makasay. En wala doasen titogol mutil malasmel selvación namo ngi ngi selvación namo titogol ngia al mutlom doisetti. Tara togo ngod lasay. Ngaria bebirangi gil sumindi taru gumdel. Ya bolo lasm logo togor om el mangaram ngia se el logisitial li disil mutmorto. Mangaria kora wablal betigar hakasi asi. Entel gelela ay dois rangi le yasibel valol molmulom elle. Seguida agora lo lasm goni, o specie tora se va más. Anyway, mesabo lo surver wa PIERA to tiro say. So you're saying 76% of these 90 sites is considered low in biomass, meaning there's less fish in there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in a critical position right now.
Yeah.
Oo, may lang sige na umsubuluro nga pera. And was say Aigel, and you mentioned something about the West Fall Reef. Can you tell us a bit more?
The east facing Four Reef, so the Four Reef sites on the east of Koror were the one that had the lowest biomass, or the highest number of sites with low biomass were on that side.
East Fall Reef.
Yeah, so the
Right.
the reef on the east.
Mogut tagi nom subira wa pera etam nom tigla sei sel east maluben das padal la blue oror sel ka almalle la blue oror sel das padal right krel sel east side ra Fall Reef sel tolo lo se Fall Reef sel krel sel el tolo ko se back reef sel lu erang raol kada al sel emerald bo budulang raol. Anyway nom tigla sa ngira sei gidel das padal ra almalle oror right krel malble magagrengi ngiem kasay. You say that the city and biomass were both low in Koror East Fall Reef.
Yeah.
Why say? Say that the spadal albalal oror ada spadal right krel goguptal sulbet nom tira say wal makasangi ngiem magagri. What other research can you tell us about that?
Well, you already mentioned the Karamlal.
Oh no, yeah, you did mention the Ramlat. Why say? Sera lo rutelo survey. Hindi ka ko nanganya karakter sebakreng. Ko nanganya kan sula ko state ginela. By the way, ay gagi dilgin ko lomas at tirang. Ay gangar sel ko state komo nga ko rabak en foreign gup mo kakrata urol. Tial ko state elal tama mamotmokra fishery management plan. Masih era bolo ngutmok tay dilurora untemle askrama mo ono sertir etmiral gora omesra adra igal hamlet orore gora interview tir maigal ngigil do sado tiang ay gager adra blas ay gabo momesra gaji ngigil gora mal gesenge dim gegre ay gaigel unutro ga surbe amolo mesa gaji de tral informa gora state lo así wangara tetele gay mos ela gora state ros maigel gora wal recommendation el momrul tiagi del fishery management plan halek tu troadim ko teklisia ko troadi adu ko amolo besa setjang ramle mokte geringin. Anyway, marwa pera mlong dire tram le klol kansun sel wa sakram lal. Marwa pera mlong brula ga idul sirve ga loktil site ni te dire ko le mesra nga to ora malme specifically to focus ngel gram lal. So can you tell us a little bit about gram lal?
So yeah, from the survey, basically when we go and take videos of the fish, then in our computer we can measure the fish that we survey. And so what emerged from the survey that we did is that the karamlal, most of the average size of karamlal were smaller than their size of maturity. So it means that these species have not the chance to reproduce before they have been caught. So that's concerning for their species because it can lead to overfishing and threat to the species.
Nga setumlo omes masira lo mes ngil gramlal sel do un lo speringil surbera wala ba se wala kameral sel mulu ya uru le gamal dime don ok lo mesra amagura computer SBM lo asay ngal gramlal telak plungil maskak plungil asay ngil gramlal mesra bol menegel surber elme ebolo mesa mokle gal gramlal en gurawa blol blaktak wasi agramlal emloes regaji del basul mesra tel kergera oror wal mgegrei bulula sei ndiriga gatal lo mel gal gramlal ya adro mngeda monu ena seguida un mgdo gora sen kan suna sei al sum gal gramlal adriga gatal lo mel dia kawal gora at ir tial gerget eso de melani en burgula ko tial ni la dimral modia galen seguida tara umsubul lo mesnya adra gora center e gora tral di sub de tial gora state of course tirgay amre de tial de velorol metmo decide va ser betmagra ndi mal interesting sello olgoria PIERA len Ngaria again okay, so you look at the Ramlan in that all these sites, and it was obviously undersized. Was there other fish?
Yeah, well, usually we measure all of the fish that we see when possible, and then I think only fish with. So we need a certain amount of fish to be able to make this graph
Right,
the
right,
size of the fish. So we did the same for Acanthurus nigricauda, which the Palawan name. Yeah, and also that fish, if I remember correctly, were smaller than the size of maturity. But this study we did was in the water, and it's kind of complementary to what more Christina did in the fish market. So from the report, this report and the report from Christina, it's gonna combine. It's gonna give us more information.
Let's see. Paisan.
Yeah.
Untuk lulur bertemiru lagu rakalus tertingin. Christina dire kulul mes ramagi te ku mulu kamu kulunga langi gil tirka ngarada beto ra ol dakta. Ngatarangi gil meseluru lang meski ta kora ngil siasing ngagi da peral mulu losing. Dia kan saja itu ngadi mat belum lagi ne dasi ayat jam lamo betul ngi gil omola adangal me kora ol dak nya mosel subdi losing ngal ngi gil lamo o sebelum ella lu bendia dia se drogadi mo matang uru ni dilme dase ngam la mo ke krea cher ko ablas min lokonya mo ko tran tingi la yeji dulu rol diga bolot pokla mo nding no blak la senge yeji del sengel atarangi gil sebel ko radim de sule langa aseng la de lol bitigni lo sing gora wadil mo ke kre dia bol sebel gora ella ra dingara el malayo dia kalau masra de mo wa seng gora sal malu awul mun digal ora mumri na bukla gal yora. Okay, so can you tell us about all this work? What do we want to see at the end? I mean, the work you've been doing, parents are doing.
No, but I think we're gonna. Should I not talk about the fish market survey that PIERA mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So the last report was the fish market survey, and then
Right,
talk about the recommendations.
Comment. Aji na get tiro reporter route. Ya buk sibe sera kora kora tial tru makora. Aji na get tiro el report lurun mutmasma da ya selurura asurbela ay wala ba meselo mesra mutiaur. Nga ya tara trengking talurura ko kul mesra magit. Hale bodren sia piral mo isi la sebtu magara bura magit. Lege gi lurur sel dana loda gi damol mosime del kora. Amusabul chasi wasem kadamral betul ger. Tell us about the fish market.
Yeah, so we did a survey at the JR5 fish market during the same time frame, so from February 2023 to February 2024.
Right.
And we were going there every morning around 6 a.m. And then when the fishermen come, they give their fish to the market, and then we were recording the fish with a stereo video system again, and getting the length of the fish and also the species, identifying the species. And then using that, we're able to do a kind of assessment of whether the fish are overfished or sustainable.
Okay, ser tara trinti taluro lokonia. Christina say te dire mirura kora ta tiago kora o mese selo se ay gel ngigel mekmede ta se lending survey, fish lending survey. Te dire ngel mokri o ngerul buy 23 to February 24. Men taragal tom gokra tu ta moadal mamagit e server dangi gra aradro met e tia mrasia singini. Ngomol ko seguir dong la stereo video tiago gora aluminium del wasigi de ngara tablo camera la side masaide e igar tel tablo camera am asello mes el mon indimral mol mo imo e la segi chelo sisil don lo speriarwa a PIERA selbol survey yung la bagay ngigil mural segit seluri da 25 nga kasel mil logo lo say maseluri lelbel download gal video mora screen en sil deme sa say ngangral ngigil etelak klungel segit ngil selo si sil dongu avdirel kmer tarallo mo kokra tutamo adarwa CHRISTINA lo val mortial CHR5 of fish market maselbel ger dangigila ara CHR5 etamal mo be mo segit muy maseluri len sil selubong download den sil modeng la exact size la gal ngigil mendira tara kalau segit so you did that for 1 year. Go over there every morning, use the stereo with you to get a picture of the fish, and then you were trying to also learn if these fish are also mature or not by combining all the data from the survey and the okay.
Yeah. And so from the results, we were able to assess 45 species, which is more species than have been able to be assessed in the past. And because we combined the data also with data from 2016, 2017, and 2014, 2015 that was collected there before. So we put all of that data together and we assessed those 45 species. And we found that around 31% of them were depleted, around 29% were depleting, and then another 29 vulnerable, and then only 11% were sustainable.
You need to give me those numbers again. Anyway, alo sa diri nga kasi matamne survey way sayit if malungin le sera did you say 14 and 15?
Yeah.
That same sort of data was collected at the fish market, the size and was sera 14 or 15 ang ari aurel dira mi getmo malay gagil size ra ngil belo dira matingilal mi ode graiga oda graiga size ra ngil kuklular segidra ongerul buira 23 mura ara 23 mura ongerul buira ara 24 matingila loda rogui egor omes egor hablo lul betigil wasay did you say there was medlo ko am email betingil langi la lulay gagi del muklungel kakrus betingil la lulay gagi del size ni ra 14 ma 15 mategi del 23 ma 24 mela sera loda gel analyze etanong tiglo say did you say 30% about 30% of the fish that was landed are
of the species are depleted.
O mungkam na plata ko say ayun dito ko am email bading lang ko lulumes ngogi wa sa base sel size ni etanong tiglo say ngorawal ngara omrolel mongwem dai galing to say depleting sel depleting ada kalbu say completely dia kangi mlamor segi dullo gornira olel wasay tali loy tira la do something en ma dia kal el di tir mutul el gilugi tali lil disi singora make sense. Okay, so 31% was depleting and
Depleted. 31% depleted, which means it's overfished already. 29% vulnerable, which means that it's overfished but not yet depleted. And then 29% vulnerable, which is not yet overfished, but it's going in that direction.
Oh, halekutro mo malas mel mo smadagel mo wile. Tumnom tiwasen ngokodel basent amla ndal depleted meaning mla so isel sel gangol basel dias il ditil. And then how many percent is the next percentage?
Around 29.
Around 29 is vulnerable. Sel to orang apa dulu say vulnerable akora apa dulu say ngoram la morsel abunal basyo. Instead of logor akora trip picture tiang em saudrin mong say instead of say ngoram autom ram dala tuang ra amo segi de blekotuluri depleted digas el molut. And the next percentage is
also 29%.
Nire nga akmed me tiul basenta did you say depleting. Sel vulnerable akora lakadam re dalo udig lang ngok ngem elat tagi del dosen depleting awal ngar omrolel mral budul saygi del vulnerable depleting meaning mral mo magsay yala ka do something engol mor saygi del ubeng mol mor saygi muktom ramdal atwang ra among ngem and then how many percent the last percentage
11%.
and you say 11% is
Sustainable.
oh if baldim 11% ra tagagi del survey lulmes wala kana tagagi del lulera wa survey adap magale lending fish market 11% tawa do saying sustainable ela seguir todo lo saying sustainable si hablo usado los rings ni sustainable agora wa do lo say kada malmol malaringi enga dingil mutlom do sutir bdial ngem ndial bor seguir el gora depleting maluben vulnerable maluben depleted mungora swada lo say gora toy mung sime de kidar adabe gora gut mkritial gel mor seguir el do say vulnerable adiaga sustainable sea mal swada lo mesingileng kadangara no magite magram de par de la gambra aguril me adirel dimel magite mungede diaga al matmal very interesting Christina so and those are the 3 parts you guys did work on so I believe you're doing right now you finished the surveys but there's still some component of the work that you're doing right now so
Yes. So, you mean the fish sampling that we?
right.
So Becketel is going to talk about.
Oh, and the fish sampling is Oi, I get el survey rule. Yang area tara tingil tiaruror, el direct el mos misi ayagi de lom subul dorul, el tiago kuldo sing fish sampling, Becketel ngai other saygi de sing fish sampling. Makadamali tirim ko kura subidi dagel tingil aurol direct tagi del fish sampling.
Msara teale hasabe talo kruele gal guru ringia malai kage del ngikal mei gore mala kage del sea ngaya tingira da bela masa se suela ma gale sal hoy ay kage da ulai mala sample ringi ma gale odolit elang sia adang bad musing earstone la se de lo gid adabela musing budula dingala na angigel ay gid agora gurublo era sel gurublo mangela Cristina ngarnya ogodi el badingel angigel el gimum sample gel ogodi aklam la sample la 10 ngi am la momrega agidele sample ngi
Kampora di subidi lo sei, ma galgi le malari
malung gere asap gal ngi galagi molara fish market wache R5 masurang ma bo fish hel ngarngi angi gal fresh mal uspe amal fresh ngi gal lega gidele gona de gal eda salma se suela mal imospe el fresh mega yegida gu
misem du ka kamala gal wa chair 5 ngo obom kamara gal ngigel mei
oi ngarinya funding ra Cristina el speer ngil gimo mara gal ngigel mei gore sample
oi melat mo ko se ko mara gal ngigel mei esel ome ko mtkitial dele
oi
waswel ma hada sal hal itu kadim ketekritinam kita ngaria ko magigel ngal dialo dinga sengra soswel mga sal gerdil ngigel kel female ngigel adudu la sen de sal agel ngisel engel sal ngigel adudu la sen soswel seguit el soswel as al ngigel se amo mo aso sel ngisel ardil ngigel ul ma ngigel as el mo ngai se ome mral moklo anyway mo may gigil may of course se lo men gidirek giremel malak lu ngilangigel ka mo ko sa gel detail
oi mong akmala veira gal ngel makwa akma ba dobi ngal ngigel arungul ma dobi arungul momrek may mangwa aklamatel tri aklamatel agulay aring sel dusing 4 se le gora mo se pidrangigel se dusing 4 sel standard sel alela akamril
Oy.
ay sel total sel wala pangalel tel kamril ang kalingigil
Okay. Okay, mo marana ngira fish market telmei do de vi ngorban del. E ogore direct mo ka amuklungel uspekel del kakrus el teletara amulu ka maklumel agigil. El maria ka kamulu kursel madala isngel paluin tel ngrel el morsel ula kamril atang. Mamulu ka madala isngel el morsel taladra kamril. Sel lo bitel kamril agigil sel bringera sel lemta de sel bringel atang ma selong edel el tretal mosperil mulurangi la al mutrangar sel madala isngel el mel sel tip rakamri tel kamri lam lamel matad masi de kamura gel tip pringi. Oh wow, ngaram gukmal del tretara muklangi gel omolai maria ora
klamatel
klamat.
Christina, can you
Why do you need three different
lengths?
I mean, the one that we use the most is the fork length, but we get the total length and also the standard length because you can then use those to convert. Because sometimes in other places, for example, they'll only get the total length or the standard length. So then you can convert the fork length into those. Yeah.
Okay, diyan na mo blatak na. Galbagtela unong malagay na kakrusel riga albiga sa tamen swadro kora ampera muklung langil el maragal go pebira kora papasol dial ala rekre belaw engegi da seguir no blota kasi a bebira pasya go paldo espera go ti imol medod ma bebira pasya go espera go ti wal kakrus agay del medod angani abulul a espera tang ma go trabulu espera tang maul magda malagay ga kasi mo sedel kora ampera gal muklung langil mora Masel do bara blul lasi. Tiagi daji mos perni en wan ngari agora. Adu rigi lo setiang marado. Okay. E ogore gamot ke ma dalil masoswel. Masegi del sel do la sen ngarakel Easton. Seguida can you tell us about why do you need to collect that?
Oh yeah, say the lusing Easton say the other lid say gimolar ngi sel gimgu unsaba melngun me lolera ungela microscope o meserngi engarngi agap qabil wasel sel mo mes agaragasim tuguragaragar engarngi agap qabile egegi dasegom mo gi tela regilang kalngi kala
seguida tara lolari el madre lo subrinil diregal mo sel subidi lo sei ngalgi lo mal tela ragal seguida lo ria patelo sengegi del clalo el dasen otolits nge kada madenge roguilen mal swadel mo modo do sel ptula swadel mer sel ptula ngi le mot sel wara brain sel no ptula ngi e blol sel tim mi segid e mo filat tablon mgegrel iu sulwang al sangre mgen dablol to segid klal sel lo ngoringa patelo sei sia subidi la sei ngal ngi la 2 years old, 3 years old, and 4 years old. May lagi kita makalek malmay, e malagi information leng, ay lal information makalek tadi kalau kura mos misi itiyagi del. So I guess the work Batel is doing, the work you're doing, overall at the end, we wanted to know what. Can you tell us the overall? Why do we collect all this different information? What do we want to get out of it at the end of the day?
The data that Bechtel is collecting, this information on the maturity and the age and the growth, that information is called life history information. And with that, together with, we can then go to the market again and collect more length data, and then we put it together and we get like an updated section. Is not really available for Adang. We'll do a better assessment.
Oy, seguid el guadi lo gorila sei. Kada kalek tay del talmay, mo subay del gora, seguid lo runu ya batela gora wada sei. Kalek tay tara rexi sel life history ngalin. Masel bodo ngegi do lo mol mesura moklo la gira magit. En sebel mol meski do lo sei. Malawai sei ang gagi del togu ngagi del badengelangi. Wangarak lungeling ya mo subel lomel. mura igal kakrus beting la ingile seguida ng wado spagi information mo beting lo say mong magrad manit sangal fishery resource mong magrad manit sangal ngile mong sebedel el mol mo ko subak seguida dulo asing sustainable we wanted to increase the sustainability fishery sustainability percentage from did you say 11
Yeah.
we wanted to bring it to at least 50 if that's possible. We need to like encourage the resource owners and show these the data and stuff and try to encourage everyone to if we could bring it up because otherwise we might not be able to sustain the fishery for the future generation. Kami amal sulang kato koram lamar ulubong ra kaya sure gida kumesar baby ra adal next gida tunami etmung ma. Do you have something you wanted to say before we close the program? We're coming to the end of the program, so you wanna
From the reports, but the reports can be found on our website. These 3 reports. I mean, some of the recommendations were to like increase the minimum size limits for some of the grouper species, and then also they propose some size limits in the management plan, the BUKORROU state management plan. And so we're suggesting to like amend those so they're above the size of maturity.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, and then for the melangmud, we also suggested protecting around the new moon and also increasing the size of the protective area.
Nice, I see. Mga gagawin kita report dulu koy yang ada recommendation in India ko accessible sel lese amukter telurora kit mukli omsu mula report mal mom sa state le tirgel guk malibal ula state tirgamo omes lengaria recommendation logyo gagawin report but mo omes ug titil decide la semet makarap di sa ro kamot klase mleongit mlam katmok lauror arogul wala report makarap mlam katmok le mora state Mela seguida gukti mo nga nila ko state el gukti til di sa sa tamakara gigin information blang nga ang ariya ang adim nak mention ni tiam le klolom su mela sa next temela bruselais en gukte do para tagi klolom su bil milget bop aku mem tuk mo da dal mel gduk mo mesar wagi ma arwa alet mong ngora kadamar maraw lebongol mong do you wanna say anything before we close?
No, I mean Christina already mentioned everything with
Okay.
conditions. So.
Bakit lang kasama ka mabuka daw sibra? Normal. Otherwise siya kada marma rubong ra sure give ko malom salt tunin o ko tial sure give ra brief siya di metia mo sibra masel guk melbel sele ko man sulang.
Talingim oh you Naraura wordal balula Limbalti Garin El malat karang aramata Arang alage Balwa Magabe